Good morning, everybody. We're excited to start a brand new week, and today we're going to talk about Remine based on everyone's request. We've gotten multiple requests on how to use that system, what to use it for. So I can't wait to share that information with you. All right, without further ado, I want to talk to you guys about what it looks like to use Remine. All right, so here's how it works. When you jump into HAR, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to type Remine at the top. All right, and boom, you're going to see that immediately that pops up there, and it's going to give you an internal server error, apparently. Let's refresh and see if we can get that fixed. Oh, look at that. It decided to work. All right. So sometimes Remine doesn't like Mondays. Now we know. All right. Now, what is Remine for? Well, originally, the reason why Remine was an important part of our database was because it gave us the ability to farm at a much faster level. What I mean by that is that you can go into your daily search and you can type in your address. I'm going to type the address of the office, not my personal address, because this is going to be posted online. So I'm going to hit that right there. And what it'll do is it'll tell you everything that it has as part of public records on that specific address. So it'll tell you all the taxes, property history, who has a mortgage on it. Look at that. Now I know that our office has a mortgage with Whitney Bank. I didn't know that before. All right. Now, if there are owners associated, you will see the owners and their contact information down here. Now, in this case, because it's a nonprofit, they're not going to have that on here. Okay. But you'll notice that if you pull up your own house, you'll see some really interesting contact information for yourself. All right. So that's one of the most important, that's one of the strongest parts of this specific system. You're going to get information that you normally will not get anywhere else. But wait, there's more. You see, with this specific search, you can do all sorts of other really neat searches. So what if maybe what you wanted to do is you wanted to start marketing to a specific neighborhood? So I'm going to pull up one of my rentals here, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So you'll notice there's property details, which is the page that I just showed you, and then there's show on map. In this case, I'm going to ask for it to show on map. And what it's going to do is it's going to tell me where that property is at. So now I know that I'm in this area, this neighborhood. And you'll notice to the right, it's giving me a bunch of potential properties that are in this area, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, well, what if I wanted to send out a postcard to everyone here because I just bought that house and I want to buy some more houses. But not only do I not want to just send out the postcard to just random folks, I want to see if I can send out to people who maybe have some potential in actually doing business with me. So I can go in here and I can say, I only want stuff that's not active. I can go in here and say, I only want off-market stuff. I can say, I only want 3 beds, 2 baths, year built. So you can go in here and do all sorts of filters to figure out which specific ones you want. And then once you have your specific list that you want, here in this case, we have 61 results. So I'm going to leave it at that. I want to also show you that in the buttons down to the left, you can add some specific filters that make it even more valuable. You can say, I want properties that have equity. You can say, I want a property that has a minimum equity of $100,000, right? So I'm going to hit apply to that. And boom, there's 257. All right. I want properties that have at least a value. Maybe you only want properties that have at least a value of 250 because you don't want to deal with tiny little apartments in that area. Okay. I want properties that have been owned for at least 10 years. So I'll hit that. Oh, look at this. I want properties that have a potential sales score of at least medium or high. Now, here's what's interesting. It's going to tell you which ones have the highest chance of selling. Now, there's only 4 of them. That doesn't give me a whole lot of information, but now I have 4 potential properties, which the system's algorithm is telling me that they have a very high chance of selling. Now, are these properties I want to maybe go out there and send a little postcard to, or if I'm going to go out to this area, maybe just swing by and drop a packet that has all of my information that talks about what I can do to help them sell it. These are four really high potentials that probably need to sell and have skewed the algorithm. That's interesting, wouldn't you say? Now, because I want to send some postcards for this presentation, I'm going to take that off. I'm also going to tell it I want single family. And then you guys can go through here and play with all of these other ones. You can tell it what mortgage rate you want, how long the age of the mortgage should be, et cetera, et cetera. In this case, I like the fact that we have 189 people. I want to go ahead and send them all a postcard. So I'm gonna select all. And I'm going to show you guys one of the nicest things about this whole thing. I'm going to go ahead and save this search because I want to be able to find it later. So you saw my save search at the top there. And I'm going to call it 8818 Great Neighbors. I'm going to save that search. Also, any house that fits that criteria, you can hit this little button right here and it'll send you an email. So you know that once you have a certain neighborhood you really want to target, anytime a house hits all of these measures, boom, you get an email on it. That should cue you to go ahead and send something out. Okay. Is that helpful so far already? Can you guys see some applications for it? All right. Now it gets even better because now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and look at my saved searches, make sure that it's there. So here it is. If I wanted to send me an email, you can tell it how often. So daily, weekly, et cetera, et cetera. I can click on that at any time. Okay. And I can now hit this little list button over here. You see that? And it'll show me the entire list of properties there. Now, what can you do with that information? What are some of the things that you guys can do with this?
So there's a couple of things that coming across the chat. Caesar said you can cross-reference your sphere of homes to see who in their neighborhood might be likely to sell. That's a great way. Like you're finding out neighbors or anything like that around their neighborhood. You already know the neighborhood, so it's easy for you to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
And Monica chimed in with dropping them into sync for postcards.
There you go. You have those four that absolutely need postcards. And that's the thing is now you have all of this information and you can now start making it to where you're sending out postcards to those folks. Now, there's all sorts of ways to do it on here. You'll notice that my favorite way is to save them into carts. And for some reason, it wasn't letting me save those into carts right now. But I send out all of my postcards through this system. So when I'm coming in here, I'm saving them into a cart and I'm hitting this little button right here that says export. And what's really cool about that is that once you hit that export button, you're going to get a CSV file. And that CSV file is going to be the one thing that your sync system is going to directly require when you're sending out a postcard. So I'm going to show you guys how easy, how simple it is. Here's where you're going to go. You're going to hit mailer campaigns. That's going to take you to our partner website, CoreFact. You're going to go ahead and click on the templates that we've already set up for you for postcards. This is how simple this is, guys. You're going to click your front. You're going to click your back. I love using the QR ones that show the solds. All right. You're going to hit the start order button. And then when it tells you who are you going to send this to, who is it that you're going to be targeting, it's going to ask you to upload a list. Okay. Here, you see where it says right here, attach file. That's where you're going to choose that CSV file that you downloaded from your Remine cart. And boom, all of a sudden now you're able to directly send postcards to all the neighbors or really high target them or make it to where you can be targeting a specific neighborhood or a specific house or a specific situation at all times so that you can be the person that they see continuously. Now, I will tell you, if you choose to do this type of marketing, it does not work if you send one postcard or if you send one every once in a while. Most people need to see your name, your face, and your contact information at least 8 times before they even take you serious. So if you choose to do this, feel free to reach out. I'll explain more of them in the upcoming weeks, especially in our sellers class, on how we do this for our business, for when we buy properties or when we sell properties. This is a fantastic system to use, and it gives you access to a ton of information. I didn't even get a chance to show you that you can also download the contact information, which includes numbers and emails. So there's a whole lot you can do with this system, and you can really put it to work and put both your CRM and Remine to marry each other to create marketing campaigns that you're consistently working on. So let's see. It says, do you have a way to get phone numbers using Remine? Yes. So part of what you'll get when you find somebody on here is you'll get their contact information if they are associated. So some of them will have them, some of them won't. Okay. Some of them will have cell phone numbers and others won't. But every once in a while, you do get lucky and you see, hey, these are the people that are associated, and it'll have a contact number for them. All right. It's worth at least checking those out because it allows you to start from somewhere. Right. And if you see that contact information, definitely call. I actually text, hey, are you the owner of such and such? I'm looking for the owner. And usually I get a text back. All right. Yes, Caesar, you can cross post. Yes, drop into sync for postcards, Monica. Elizabeth Agria says mailers and CMAs. Yes, that is the absolute best way to do it. And guys, one of the things that people forget with doing this, one of the best uses for this is mailing your SOI. All right. If you don't have a mail that goes out at least once a quarter to your SOI to remind them that you're there, that's like forgetting to feed your marketing machine. Remember, your SOI are your big billboards all over town. If you're putting in the work, you're going to get the results. Let's get out there. Let's make it happen. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to share everything with you. Was this helpful for you guys? Give me a thumbs up if it was. With that said, we will see you guys next time.